That's it.
Okay,
Nice.
there you go.
Hope that doesn't fall.
You're brained if it does.
Brained myself. Do you have any idea what kind of fish are in there? I've never slept on stilts above water before in my life. It's really weird.
Our hotel isn't all that stable, you know that? It's fascinating because really what you've got out here is complete wilderness. As you come down the estuary, you see this bright green mosque on the horizon, and then sticking all the way out from that into the sea is this long row of houses. Koh Phangan is completely surrounded by water. It's basically a floating village.
This is the basic room. We stayed on the floor. If somebody walks along the floorboards, the whole place shakes like you're having a bit of an earthquake. It's all surrounded, we're surrounded by corrugated iron, which makes a terrible racket when it starts to rain. It gets really noisy, and it was pouring rain last night. It cost us $6 for accommodation and a dinner as well. It's fairly reasonable.
This community started up about 200 years ago. Muslims from Indonesia came up along the coast of Malaysia, found this place and settled a small community, I think about 5 families or something originally. It's really phenomenal. I mean, walking around the streets here, this place is busier than most small Irish towns. I mean, there's 1,500 people living here. I was thinking a minute ago of the old parable of the people who built their house on sand. Can't be easy. I mean, you're in an extremely hostile environment. Everything is built of wood. You're in water. It's damp, tropical climate, rot everywhere. So I mean, it must be a continuous job keeping the whole place maintained. It's a hazardous place to raise children. I mean, when the tide is in, you've got the risk of them falling off the edge straight into the water and drowning. When the tide is out, you've got the risk of them falling off and crashing down 12 feet onto the ground. The kids have become quite inventive with small space games. I noticed them playing a little game with rubber bands that they've developed, and kids will be kids, they'll entertain themselves. They seem happy and full of life, and they're all smiles. But it can't be easy to be a parent. People here on this island are really proud of their history and what they actually have here. I mean, I think they know they've got a little jewel. I mean, they built out of the water a town. That must take quite a lot of energy and commitment and ingenuity.
Yeah, be careful, it's really slippy.
It's going to be pretty rough.
This is actually a bad time to be doing this sort of a climb at all, because it's monsoon season, and it makes it really slimy and dirty and messy. Shit.
This stuff is really, really slippy, so you just have to watch your feet and watch your balance and just keep your wits about you as you're doing this. So you're a small fault from there, Trish.
Full?
You're a mess, Gerd.
I know, I'm an absolute state. I need to buy some clothes.
Yeah, you should. It's downright embarrassing going out with you these days. Tricia. Well, here in Phangan, there are these large limestone columns, but here what has happened is that in the middle of one of them, there has obviously been a collapse of rock to create this really beautiful lagoon. This place struck me sort of like an amphitheater, really. It's sheer cliffs in a beautiful circular shape. It's worth it, the climb. Hanging down from it is just this beautiful, splendid hanging garden of tropical plants. The whole place is alive with birds and insects. I mean, it's making just the most beautiful noises.